as you know, doctors all the time, we're sharing with them impromptu here. And go over your brief history while I explain this concept.
Okay. So my name is Linda Ash. I've been a patient of Dr. Gulani's for over 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah. I saw him originally after I had radial keratotomy and started losing my vision. And he's been treating me for that as well as early cataract that I developed because of that. And he did his lens plastique procedure on me 11 years ago. I've had 20/20 vision since then, and it's just been wonderful to have found Dr. Gulani. He's such a wonderful doctor, and I owe all my vision to him. I really do.
Thank you so much. And you yourself are in the medical field. You're helping other patients. Please continue that. You also had LASIK up to your RK, right?
I did have LASIK.
I remember that too.
RK. Mm-hmm.
So doctors watching and even patients, because we share with everybody here, this is my concept even over 2 decades ago when I started lensoplastique for RK corneas, patients who had RK cuts, 4, 12, 16, 20, 30, even 44 cuts, and cataracts through that. And her case, again, unique in every case, had RK and had LASIK on top of that with her surgeons. And that led to severe irregularity, instability of the cornea, scarring, and she also had early onset cornea. You were pretty young, right?
Mm-hmm.
For cataracts. But we went ahead, did lensoplastique-based surgery, and I used a high toric lens. Look at this planning even that time, decades ago. And we planned the lens to be at 2 degrees. Today, here she's back after all this time. And if you can see here, I'll bring the magnifier. This is her eye. That's the corneal part. The cut's all irregular, and there's LASIK flap that is irregular. If you see here, you see the 3 dots right there, which is the dots of the lenses, of the lens, and which matches exactly where this is. So even today, it's at 2 degrees as it was decades ago. All right, so very, very important in these patients to always, and it's my privilege, even from far, far away, my patients fly back for follow-up. I get to see them and I get to measure. So this is surgery done 11 years ago, right? So though I've been seeing you 20 years, and even with that irregularity, it's still on par everywhere. And this technology is a little more difficult to use because you have to be very confident not only in the power of the lens, which is difficult, but also in the axis. If you make one mistake, there will be double, triple vision. And to land them at 20/20 without glasses contact, which is always my desire if I can. And be amazing to your patients.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a great pleasure seeing you again.
So much.
Keep having fun. That's your pleasure. So let's do.
My name is Linda Ash. I'm a patient of Dr. Gulani's. I have been a patient for him for 20 years. I'm a physician assistant. I had early on radial keratotomy, many cuts. 20 years ago, my vision just started becoming more and more difficult to see, and I started seeing Dr. Gulani, and he's been working with me all these years to perfect my vision to 20/20. 11 years ago, he did his lensoplastique technique on me, and I've had 20/20 visions then. I still see him regularly. He always greets me, knows who I am, knows my history, always up to date on everything that's going on with me. I'm just so appreciative for him. There's nobody else in the world that could have treated my difficult vision like he's been able to. I had early onset of cataracts because of my surgery, and he took care of that. And he's just been a wonderful doctor, and I'm so fortunate to have found him. Dr. Gulani has his own surgical spa where I've had my surgeries. It's very comfortable, and he's a wonderful staff working with him. And I've never had any discomfort. It's always been a good experience, and I would recommend him to anybody that is in my situation, that's had radial keratotomy surgery, very complex issues that I've had with my eyes, and he is just the most wonderful doctor.